I'm Tracee Randall, business and wellness coach. I just exposed my business on BizLinks TV network. Learn more about how to walk in miracle territory in your health and in your business coming up on my episode of That's My Biz on bizlinks.tv.
That's My Biz is sponsored by Visita Live Site and Constant Contact. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of That's My Biz. I'm Pamela Alexander, your host, and as always, we enjoy bringing to you the wonderful businesses, nonprofits, and associations that we meet when we're out there networking. We meet some great businesses and some great people, so we want to bring them to you. We want to remind you that you can watch this episode again at www.bizlinks.tv. You can also go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/bizlinkstv, and you guessed it, our YouTube channel, youtube.com/bizlinkstv. Make sure that you subscribe, but also make sure that you share some comments and that you share the shows as well with your audience. We want to just spread this love to everyone to let them know about these wonderful resources that are out there. So with that said, we wanted to introduce you to our guest, Ms. Tracee Randall. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on the show today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Tracee, fantastic lady. We've met a while ago, actually, but we keep reconnecting at different events. And I mean, she is, one of the world's foremost business success coaches and so much more than that. She is just a motivation, and she is just a great advocate for a lot of great causes, but specifically really diving into health and health around the family. So Tracee, I want to start with that. Tell us about why are you so passionate about helping families really just get healthy?
Well, thanks so much again for having me today. And yes, that is my passion. The name of my wellness company, Pam, is Generational Health. And what I believe is that we've got to really pave the way for the next generation. The statistics are very, very gloomy out there. The American Cancer Society tells us that 1 in 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer this year. 1 in 2 men. Really? Yeah, that means our husbands, our fathers, our sons are going to be diagnosed with cancer. And what really is tragic, Pam, is that it's the #1 killer of our children. And that's why I have gotten up on my soapbox, literally, and have really been able to speak to young moms and even grandmoms about what some simple things that we can do to make this, to keep us from being that statistic.
Right. Wow. And and that's something that you never hear, especially on the child front. You hear it about the women and men and cancer and all the different types of cancer that we really have to watch out for and be tested for. Right. But you didn't realize that it's the #1 killer of children.
Right. And today our children are being born with cancerous cells. In the past, it's been when you hit 50, you start getting those cancerous cells. And what I want to advocate and what I really want to make sure that the people listening today understand is that I work very closely with an incredible gentleman by the name of Bob Wright. Okay. He's the founder of the American Anti-Cancer Institute, a nonprofit that actually works with the prevention and even the treatment naturally of cancer. And I brought the book with me to make sure you see that. It's Killing Cancer, Not People. Okay. And in his book, what he says, and this is the truth, cancer should be a rare and curable disease of the immune system. And Pam, we know that it's not. I mean, we're failing. Right. And so what I've been able to find in using his protocol is that the simplest thing that we can do is boost and build our immune system. And he's got an incredible list of protocol, but I've been using this protocol since 2007. Okay. And I actually was able to stop melanoma cancer in my own body from spreading. Okay. And the oncologist that saw me said, "You've got the strongest immune system of anyone I've ever seen." And melanoma is actually one of the fastest spreading cancers in the world today. It's deadly, deadly. And my body was able to stop it. So I know it works, and I've got a lot of great free information on my website. Okay, we love that. To everyone, we know so many people are dealing with cancer in their families. They've lost so many family members due to cancer, and we just don't understand at this point why they can't find the cures. But better yet, instead of trying to cure it once it's discovered, how do we avoid it in the first place? We've got to have cancer prevention awareness, because cancer awareness, we're all aware of cancer. We all know people that have breast cancer, prostate cancer, liver cancer, lung cancer, everything. Right. We are quite aware of cancer, but it's the prevention that we're unaware of. And people do not realize that it's time to take their own health into their own hands. And truly, for as little as $50 to $60 a month in nutritional supplements that really work and matter, we can, that's all I did to prevent my cancer from spreading, or the cancer from spreading in my body. And so I know we don't have to have as many children being stricken with this disease. It's an epidemic, and it has to stop.
Well, absolutely. And so everyone, we want to make sure that you have the resources. A lot of what Tracee has already researched and discovered, and of course we want you to research it for yourself as well. Absolutely. So look at some of the resources that she has on her website. Tracee, tell everyone what your website is.
Okay, great. Well, it's simple. It's my name, TraceeRandall.com. I wear a lot of different hats, and so my website, I think, is really easy to find and very easy to maneuver, because I made it simple so I can maneuver it.
Okay, great.
But I got it really laid out. I have on my website, TraceeRandall.com, I have Tracee's Arsenal calls. Every Monday I do a free 30-minute call. Just some simple things we can do. And you know, I think what it is, the reason people don't think they can do anything is because it's so overwhelming. It is so confusing. Why isn't there a cure? Well, there's no money in the cure, but there is a way that we can stop and prevent disease in our own families. And so I have a call. I also have just recently started putting up some videos, and great. I've actually titled that part of my website, "Get Mad About Cancer." Make a decision that cancer will not touch you or the ones that you love.
Wow, I love that. Make a decision. And segue with that piece, because she has a lot of great workshops as well, and one of them also is titled Get Mad About Cancer.
It is, and in that workshop, it's a 2-hour, DVD workshop, and in that workshop, what I do is I just teach 5 simple steps that we can take to literally prevent cancer. And the reason is because, of course, I'm not making any medical claims, but the prevention is boosting and building the immune system. And let's don't complicate matters. I mean, there's so much information out there about should we eat organic, GMO, all of that. Let's simplify it for the masses and really create a simple protocol. But my DVD workshop is available on my website. It's $25, 2-hour workshop. This book is available on my website. You can buy them together. I put them together as a package. So those resources, I believe, will help change the future of our families generationally.
That is great. So everyone, make sure that you go out there and check that information out. Go ahead and get the package. Don't just get one. Go ahead and get the package so that you have all the information that you can start with to really learn more about this and really help make a difference. I love that in talking about generations and you know, passing that information and that knowledge down. Sometimes we pass it up to our own parents.
That's right. So
you can do that
well,
too.
You know, and what's happening is we are the sandwich generation. We're taking care of our parents who have, you know, are dealing with early onset Alzheimer's, all kinds of things, Pam, and now our children.
Right.
So here's one way that I help people to know, are you really, is your immune system strong enough? If you or your children are dealing with any kind of allergy, even a cold, strep throat occasionally, what that means is the immune system is not strong enough, and you can't stop those cancer cells from growing. But it's simple to do, to make that change. It's just that people have to be educated and willing to make the change.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Excellent. So get educated. So now, Tracee, I also want to go in talking about Bob Wright's book. We want to talk about your book as well. Well, you have a few, I know, but this one, The Fastest Way to God's Favor and Blessings. How to walk in miracle territory. Tell us about your #miracle territory.
Pam, last year was amazing, and you know, I fast. My family has fasted with our church, a spiritual fast, the first 21 days of every year for 19 years.
Really?
It has been an amazing journey for us. But last year I said, God, show me what I'm created to do. And He told me in my prayer time, Pam, that I am created to be a healer, to help people heal in their bodies, which obviously, and in their minds. I have another workshop called Make Up Your Mind, and it talks about the power of what you say and think about yourself. And then in June of last year, God woke me up one morning and said, write this book about your journey with fasting. Because so many people don't realize the power of it. You've heard of, you know, fasting, you know, for your health. But this is a spiritual fast. And there are many different ways that we can fast. The Bible talks about that. But again, I simplify things because that's just, you know, I guess the gift that God's given me. Let's just simplify it. And I'm really excited about this book, but about halfway through the year last year, as I fast and sought God for His direction for my life, He began to give me these creative workshops and ideas and books. And this book is very powerful. In fact, I just spoke last weekend for a women's group, at a Christian women's conference.
Okay.
And the power of what I bring in this book, I'm just so grateful to God. It is God inspired.
Yeah,
so,
I love that.
Yeah.
So now let's break down a little bit, because we'll have some viewers out there that may not, so many I'm sure, understand fasting,
Right.
but we'll have some out there who don't really understand what a fast is all about in the first place.
Right.
So explain that a little bit.
Well, what fasting does is it does bring you closer to God. It does, here basically what I say on the back of my book is that God has an amazing plan for your life. And as a Christian, we know that, but most of us are not walking in the greatness and the destiny that He has for us. And so the book just explains the power of fasting means giving up food. And there are different types of fast, Pam. You know, I don't have time on the interview to talk about everything, but the 21-day fast is a fast where we eat fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
But what we do is we replace our physical desire for food with our desire to become closer to God. And God fills us up during that time. It's very powerful. And actually, I am so excited to tell you that just recently, I have a fasting, curriculum that I've created for churches, women's groups, different things like that, where they can use my book. I've got some fasting videos that goes along with it, and it just teaches people how to do that and how to really tap into the greatness that God has for you. But the fasting testimonies are in the book of miracle healing, miracle deliverance, marriages being restored miraculously through seeking God, you know, first, and putting Him first in our lives. So that's just one part of who I am, and I'm walking in miracle territory.
I love it. Hashtag miracle territory.
That's right.
Put it out there. You know, and what I love too, because fasting, you know, so many people just think you're just not supposed to eat anything, or, you know, and like I said, there's all different types of fast, whether it's a certain item, a certain food or certain foods, but it's also sometimes for a period of time in the day. And then sometimes there's even fasting where it's not necessarily food, but what is that thing? You know, that's your crutch, and letting that go so that, you know, your mind is clear.
Just for a period of time. And, you know, like you said, it's not always food, although I think there has to be some food giving up. You know, maybe even my children have fasted all these 19 years. My oldest son is 31. My youngest is 21, so he's lived a lifestyle of fasting. And it means, you know, even giving up just sugar for 3 days, giving up something that you really love and crave for a short period of time, and replacing that with time with the Lord. And that's huge.
I love that. Everyone, we are going to be back in a moment. We're going to give time for our sponsors, because we have so much more to talk with Tracee about. So we'll be right back.
See that woman? She's not just someone who can make a Cancun vacation tax deductible. She's a marketer. Sharon uses constant contact email to maintain and build relationships. She sends her clients professional newsletters. And she can see who opens and clicks on them, so she knows what's working. It's not just those fast fingers that keep Sharon's clients flocking back. Sharon's a marketer, and all it took was constant contact. Try it free.
Visita makes it easier for your business to get paid online. With Visita Live Site, your clients can pay for any service, invoice, or scheduled appointment right from your website, social network profile, or email. You can accept any credit card or PayPal, and funds will be deposited directly to your bank account or PayPal account at no extra charge. Easily add payment options to your site that fit your brand and website design and are fully supported on mobile devices. No technical skills are required.
Welcome back, everyone. As always, we want to thank our sponsors. Without them, we would not be able to keep doing this show. So we are so excited because this show has been going on for a while. So we definitely want to thank our sponsors. If you're interested in sponsoring the show, please reach out to us at That's My Biz at bizlinks.tv. We also want to thank you, our viewers, because it wouldn't be possible without you either. So we want to thank you for continuing to watch it and continuing to share these episodes with your family and friends and your colleagues as well. Today we're talking with Tracee Randall, and Tracee, just fantastic. fantastic speaker, coach, motivator, and author. She's done so many things. So Tracee, you mentioned before the break, you mentioned one of your workshops, Make a Decision. Wait,
Make
what
Up
was
Your
it?
Mind.
Make Up Your Mind.
Right.
The Make a Decision was about cancer.
Right.
So Make Up Your Mind is one of her other workshops. I want to get into that a little bit more. Tell everyone what that's all about.
Well, again, when we talked before the break, last year I really wanted everything to be different. And it was a year of just miracle after miracle. God gave me creative workshops to do. And I began to think about what was different. And the difference between last year and the years before was that I did make up my mind.
Okay.
And so we created a goal-setting workshop for the business owners, small business owners, entrepreneurs who really want to make some changes but don't know how. Maybe in their business, but maybe it's about, make up your mind to write that book. Make up your mind to lose that weight once and for all. And what the power of this workshop is that, we all know what to do, but until we change the way we think about what we know to do, nothing changes. And so the workshop is talking about how I was able to make some incredible changes where last year in January of 2015 I didn't have a book, I didn't have a workshop, I didn't have a fasting curriculum. I mean I had a lot of great intentions, but I hadn't really made up my mind, and I didn't tap into the power of the way we think. And what we say about ourselves. For so many of us, we have allowed those negative thoughts to control us. I'm not good enough to do this. I'm not good enough to do that. And the workshop really talks about tapping into, again, the way you think and what you say about yourself.
Right. Wow, I love that. I mean, in making a decision and making up your mind, I want to put them together because in my mind I'm always saying, it's just make a decision.
Right.
Whether, you're completely comfortable with whether it's right or wrong, making that decision is so important. Making up your mind is so important, and then going with that. You may learn later and learn something from it. That's fantastic. So, we always say we don't fail. We learn something from it. We learn how not to do something.
Yeah.
So I love that.
The only time we fail is when we fail to try.
Right.
And, for me, I have had many, many years of self-esteem issues, self-hate, food addiction, all kinds of things that, were put into my subconscious. And even, I'll just tell you a little secret, even driving to this interview today, guess what I did? I did my faith formations. I am amazing. I am powerful. I am strong. I am healthy. And all of the I am statements. And that has been a huge key to my success. And people say they do that, but I have to challenge most people. They say they do it, but I was doing it out loud in the car, not caring what anybody next to me thought, and really just saying those out loud. And I do it every single day, no matter where I go, because that is the power of of our mind and believing. And our minds has to hear our own voice say it, Pam. We can't just think it.
Love that.
But it's the power of our word, the spoken word, not just what we think, but putting what we think into action with our mouths. And our ears have to hear our own mouth say, I am amazing. I am strong.
That is incredible. I mean, I've never heard it described that way. And what I love is that it's faith formations, not just affirmations, where it just seems like you're kind of maybe just repeating something and repeating it over and over again to get it ingrained, but are you truly believing it? Are you really taking it in and soaking it in?
Yes.
Wow, that is fantastic. I hope you all are taking some notes and getting some fantastic information today. Importantly, what's the most important, go to Tracee's website, TraceeRandall.com, to get more of this information and get more in tune and connected and engage with Tracee as well. Tracee, I know another one of your workshops is called Hat Training.
Yes, that is one of my favorites. I should have brought my hats.
Okay.
I have had some great success in the direct sales industry.
Okay.
And with that, we know that we need to build teams.
Okay.
But beyond the direct sales industry, every small business owner needs to build a team of people who are their clients, their customers, that's their team, maybe a sales force, people who go out and give referrals, whether they're really part of your business or not. So we all need to attract a team, am I right?
Yep, absolutely.
So God gave me this workshop again. I love hats, and what I began to see is that there are different personality traits that we all wear, and I call them your top hat.
Okay.
And typically we have a very strong hat that we wear, whether it be the analytical or the, you know, the one that's a little bit more, you know, out there, that the creative hat. And in our hat training workshop, what we do is we help you identify your hat. And I love it when people come into our workshops and they say, I'm this kind of person. And through the analysis of really identifying who we really are and how other people see us, not necessarily how we see us, I love the aha moment when they go, oh my goodness, that's why I do this, or that's why I do that, and that's why I'm not attracting the right people. Because typically we attract people that are similar to us, right? Well, I am a blue hat, which means I'm very creative, very demonstrative. Look at me using my hands. I'm not as conservative as the green hat that's more analytical and systems oriented. So, so I have trouble as a blue hat attracting the green hat. So I teach people, how do you attract other hats? Because I want those green hats on my team. I need people who can create systems and do those types of analytical things that I'm not so good at. So every business owner needs to understand. And one more quick thing about that, attracting and understanding your relationship with your family. Because your first team are the people you live with. If they're not on board with what you're doing, especially as a small business owner, they can tear you up, right? Because they'll distract you from the focus of building your business. So what I've had is, like, for example, a woman who realized her hat, and then she realized who her husband's hat was. Now suddenly she knows how to communicate with him so that he is on board with what she's doing. And it has made her home life so much more amazing. I could give you story after story. It's amazing.
I love this because it's similar to some programs that we've heard about, but you have a different spin on it. But I think it makes it more relatable to the everyday person, and them not having to try to understand all these definitions, these acronyms, and all of this stuff. So kind of having those hats is a great way to define it. Now, I already know what your question is, so I'm going to ask her. Tracee, the hat training workshop, how do people find out about it? How do they get registered?
Again, just contact me through my website. And my email is simple too. It's Tracee at TraceeRandall.com. We do the workshops here in Alpharetta, or Atlanta and Alpharetta, with my business partner, Carol Neal of Atlanta Business Spotlight. We have a Be the Voice training series of workshops. We actually have 6 incredible workshops. Hat training, make up your mind. We have one about follow-up that I'm totally on fire for right now. I'm teaching some small business owners the power of following up. And really what we teach in our workshops is how to be different, how to stand out from the crowd. Here in Atlanta, this is the hub. Everybody's got a business, right? This is what I say, 90 million people in the world are in the direct sales industry, and 89.5 million are in Atlanta. Right? So we've got a lot of competition. We've got to be different. We've got to stand out from the crowd, and that's what we teach in our workshops. They're powerful, and right now, we're just a 3-hour workshop, $30. Eventually, soon, and that'll be on my website, we're going to put them online where people around the country can view them. And we're not charging an arm and a leg for these workshops. We are really making small business owners really be equipped.
I love this
to build their business.
And you're so right, because of small business owners, we know many of you out there are micro entrepreneurs, and you may have 1 or 2 people that work in your business, but most of you is just you, or many of you is just you. So I mean, to be able to go to workshops, to be able to, but not just go to a workshop, but be able to come back with something actionable from that particular workshop. You want to do that, but you need to be able to afford it, because you're putting your money back into your business. So I mean, $30, that is awesome. You cannot beat this. I want you to go to the website to find out about the series, not just one of them, but really get your business growing and really learning more about yourself and your business and how to grow that. That's fantastic, Tracee.
It's exciting. I love it. It's a lot of fun.
So with that, because she's also an awesome networker, you can tell she has so many great resources, things that she's learned through the years, and skill sets, and wants to pass it on to you. But also in building that team, you've got to get out there there and meet people to build your team and to build your business.
Right.
So with that, you have a great announcement that you want to share.
I'm so excited. My business partner, Carol Neal, has been a part of an incredible women's group for 10 years called Experience Connections. And it was founded 14 years ago by the incredible Bonnie Ross Parker, who's an icon here in the Atlanta area. And what it is, it's a way to help, especially the small business owner, the woman entrepreneur who really doesn't know how to network or doesn't have the resources that we have here in Atlanta to be able to bring people to their home and network. And we teach them through our workshops and just through free online connection. We teach women how to really be that leader in her community. And so the announcement is that Bonnie has, after 14 years, has decided she wants to spend a little more time with her incredible husband and take a little bit of a back step. So she contacted Carol and myself and said, would you take over Experience Connections, which was a huge honor, huge honor.
Yes.
First of all, that Bonnie was willing to trust us with her baby that she created. And thousands of women have gone through Experience Connections and their businesses have prospered. But, I don't do anything small, right?
That's it.
So we are expanding Experience Connections nationwide and really even globally. And we are looking for women in other cities besides Atlanta, because Atlanta, we got about 20 leaders here, which is awesome. But we're looking to expand Experience Connections globally. So if there is a woman entrepreneur out there who would like to learn more about how you can become a leader, connect with incredible network of people here in Atlanta, and we're just taking this big. We already have since March, since we took on Experience Connections. We have 2 new leaders in California and a new leader in Florida, North Carolina, but I would love to have a leader in Dallas, Texas, and just the different cities around the country. So if you know a lady who might be interested in just connecting with us, I would love you to connect her with me so we can help her.
I mean, because Experience Connection is definitely a great organization. Bonnie was on our show about a year and a half ago, I believe, and shared so much about it. I know many of you out there listening are members already, but for those who are looking for a great place to network, because there's tons of networking in Atlanta. But tell me a little bit about what really makes Experience Connections different, other than some of what you've already shared already sets it apart, but some other things that really make it a special organization.
Well, I think, first of all, in so many cities outside of Atlanta, they don't have this infrastructure of networking that we do here. So first of all, it's just going to give someone an opportunity. But what makes it different is it's pretty intimidating to go into an organized networking event. And I get chills thinking about it. That was not me. I was very intimidated by networking here in Atlanta. And this is really a safe place, a safe environment where women come together. We have a structure. It's already in place. And the feel that people get when they come to an Experience Connections is so different. And relationships are really being built through the Experience Connections community. And we are... a lot of times people go to networking events and they're just passing out their cards and, it's just really a meat market. And it's and with women, we need nurturing. We need relationships. And that's what Experience Connections does. I know my very first networking event that I ever went to, thank God, was an Experience Connections. I went in, there were 20 to 25 women. We ate dinner or lunch together, which there's a meal included, in someone's home. And so it was just a natural way to network. I had 3 minutes to share my business. And actually, the connections, that was in 2008. And the connections that I made in that first Experience Connections meeting that I went to are still some of my most incredible friends today, business collaborators. It was my business partner, Carol Neal, that drugged me to that first meeting. And I'm just so amazed that so many years later, I remember my first Experience Connections meeting, how fearful I was, walking out feeling empowered, and now I'm the CMO. And that's Chief Motivational Officer of Experience Connections, and my friend Carol Neal, the new CEO, and Bonnie still got her, her cowboy boots in it because she's the boot lady, if you don't know Bonnie, and she's still the founder. She'll always be connected and a part of Experience Connections. She's still doing the the meetings in her home, and very, very valid part, but we're just giving her an opportunity to, experience life in a different way now.
Absolutely.
So.
Congratulations for
Thank
that.
you.
I know it's going to be awesome, and just the growth and expansion of it.
Right.
Now, and I know Experience Connections is primarily about women-owned businesses. What are the opportunities for men related to Experience Connections?
Well, we just need them to stay on out of the game. No. Experience Connections is for women. I don't see any in the near future, Pam, but I'm an outside-the-box thinker. But what we have connected with is men in business who have women on their team. And, if you're a man, you've got a woman on your team, or what we've had, actually met with a man yesterday, and he said, I've got some women on my team that are very intimidated by these networking events. And, he loved the idea of sending his women to me to help empower them and teach them. And, I think what we bring to the table, what Carol and I bring to the table, are many years of doing some of the wrong things, some of the right things. We have collaborations and connections. Carol Neal has been an avid networker and one of the best connectors of anyone I've ever met. So another thing that happens with Experience Connections is you get us, you get our energy, and you get a posse, a tribe of women that are coming together to really help each other. It's powerful.
Wow.
So
I love it. Well, this is big news, everyone. So make sure that you spread it. Make sure that you check out Experience Connections. How do they find out more about it?
That I haven't quite. This just happened last month. So Experience Connections is not on my website yet, although it will be.
Okay.
I actually need to just get that link on there.
Okay.
But in fact, I'll do that. I'll do that today. So you can go to TraceeRandall.com, and I'll have a link as of this afternoon that says Experience Connections. It'll take you right to the Experience Connections website, because Experience Connections, you spell it with an X, no E, so Experience Connections. So, we won't complicate matters. We're not going to throw you off. Just go to TraceeRandall.com. You'll see the Experience Connections link, and you'll go and you can find out all about Experience. Oh, and we have a new mobile app coming out, too. So excited about that. That'll be on the website
already.
Girl, yes, we are so excited. The mobile app is going to be amazing, and we'll just really take Experience Connections to another level. Listen, we're going to be branding Experience Connections like...
I am looking forward to watching this and watching the growth of Experience Connections and getting plugged in.
Oh, we'll be the number one women's networking group in the world. Wow. There's no doubt about it.
Well, heard it here, and I don't doubt it either. So.
Me either. Faithformations.
Wow, there you go. So now, Tracee, so it's been a blast, and we know we could talk about so many more things. Before we go, is there one piece of advice that you'd like to share with business, or maybe even with just families out there?
Wow, I think that the biggest piece of advice I can give people is we can work our tails off to build our businesses. I'm passionate about that. I know we have to have it. But at the end of the day, we have to take care of ourselves. You knew what it was, didn't you? We have to take care of ourselves. So if we're out there spending our money on branding and workshops and all of this, and we're not taking care of this body, this temple that we were given, then at the end of the day, our money's going to go to the doctors and the hospitals. That's just the truth of the matter. So I think the biggest investment that anyone can make first is in themselves. And that's what we're teaching these women with Experience Connections. If you're sick or your children are sick, how can you build a business? So really the simplicity of boosting and building, it's so silly, but boosting and building that immune system. I say it over and over and over. If we don't do it, we're not doing ourselves right. And as women, Pam, we put ourselves last. So many times. That's what we do. And we are not learning that we are not selfish by putting ourselves first. In fact, we're being selfish to our families if we don't take care of ourselves. Because if mama is not there to take care of the children and the husbands and even our parents, what's going to happen? It's a catastrophe. So that's it. Take care of yourself first. Make yourself look good, feel good, be healthy, and really start talking positive only to yourself. That's just key.
Yes, positive only to yourself. Watch what you're saying to yourself and make sure that you're saying it all out loud, right?
Amen. That's right.
Tracee, thank you so much for joining us today. It has been a blast.
Thank you so much for having me, Pam. This is wonderful. I'm excited about seeing this and also some of the other interviews that you've done. I know you are doing, and your team, doing an amazing job of helping us just get ourselves out there. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Absolutely. We appreciate it. Everyone, we've had a great show. We want to make sure that you go back, watch it again, take those notes, and make sure that you visit Tracee's website at TraceeRandall.com and check out Experience Connections as well and get healthy. We want to remind you, you can go back to www.bizlinks.tv, check out the episode, share it with others, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/BizLinksTV. Make sure that you like us, but also make sure that you give us some comments and that you share the post. Also go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/BizLinksTV. And with that, make sure that you subscribe, because that way you can get the information firsthand. As shows are released, you'll get an email about it. So subscribe, and then also give us some comments so that we can share that with our wonderful guests and that we can all engage. Don't forget our Instagram page as well. So at instagram.com/BizLinksTV, because we want to connect with you where you are. I'm Pam Alexander with BizLinks TV Network, exposing your business to the world.